was going to have a drink, but then I changed my mind. She's something nice. What's she doing with me? Jesus. Time is it in America? Midnight. 7 in the morning, maybe it's too early. I think it's a little bit too early now. What's happening there? Oops. A little girl was looking at me. Alright, Kate, how's it going, pal? I didn't have any beer yesterday. And I've just got some ham. I bought some sliced ham, and then after I bought it, I looked, they got some half-price ham in the fucking counter next to it. But I'm gonna have, when I get home, some cheese, beetroot and ham. Still pissed a lot. I think I've got to exercise before bed. Or do something to get fucking, so I'm not fucking getting up every fucking 5 minutes. So I'm not fucking getting up every fucking 5 minutes. Get a lot of new cases today in Japan. So I thought I told myself I wasn't going to come in. They banned travel from England, I think, to Japan because of the new strain. Yeah, going for a whole nighter. Yeah, I'm thinking, I want a fucking beer with this, because a beer would roll really nice with this cheese and ham and beetroot. I wonder if non-alcohol beer would have any difference. I used to stay up like late watching videos, but now I go to bed 10 o'clock, and sometimes I'm not real that tired, but or I go to bed leaving Netflix on. Picked up a couple of gas boilers today, that was good. Gonna take those apart tomorrow. Then what else I get? I got some wire yesterday, stripped that. Got some twin and earth as well. Yeah, if you're lucky, there's two boilers. In the big ones, you could get like 6 kilos of copper. You get two boilers in the bigger ones. So that's always if you get one of those. In the older ones, you get like it's been painted with silver paint. But the copper, the boilers, they're one of the lowest values. First, it's a silver painted boiler, and then it's the copper boilers because apparently there's a lot of shit inside the boiler. But it's still like 400, 450 M per kilo. And I've got one on the truck as well, so. If we go get 8 kilos, then I've got all the brass, of course. So I've cleared half of the truck this afternoon. Another half to go. Do that tomorrow morning. Yeah, of course will. I've got some copper pipe from air conditioners, so I need to separate that. So if I can get a 10,000 day on Monday, and then next week start collecting steel again. I should check on the price, see if it's still 37. If it's gone up, I might even entice me to get cracking. And I'm just happy that it's up there in the area, that price. Because like I said, the last time it was even close to this was about 2 years ago. It was 33 yen, I think. But that was only for like 1 month or 2 months. I've just looked at a job now in Facebook, but I think I applied before. I mean, and they've got like a lot. They've got like an age limit in the 40s. So if it's a physical, well-paid job, then they don't want elderly people. No matter, doesn't matter how young you are. $550, and what kind of copper? Tubing, yes, but it's a similar price, yeah, mate. It might be a little bit more if it's clean from like an air conditioner. If it's clean tubing, like from air conditioner, it's a little bit more. Might be 600, 650. But like, I'm still surprised we've got high prices in America, when, I don't know. Did they say how much the economy's shut down? How much have you got? How much have you got, geek? There was there was a guy on TikTok yesterday. This guy's interviewing all these fucking idiots, and one of them is talking about a fucking civil war. This is what's on the fucking back of the minds of these idiots. A civil war between them. Hey, that's all right. 30 kilos. Yeah, just been watching. Well, I didn't watch all of it. I was watching an address by Biden talking about an assault on the liberty. What about assault on those? I had a fucking. I wasn't gonna do this, but I did it. I went and had a fucking Big Mac because there's 150 yen off. The fucking bottom of the Mac was like fucking cold. And then I had one. The inside was fucking cold. Chips were cold yesterday. Right, no more fucking Big Macs, even if they're fucking off price. Fuck them. This is the map. What's happening now, geek? You see that? In Japan. Shall we have a look at? I wonder if they've got one of American or global. Let's have a look at the map of the United States. The top two are United States and United Kingdom. New confirmed cases, 211,000 in America, 58,000 in Britain. Which is like, so that's a quarter, but we've got like a sixth of the population of America. There's no map, it's just figures. Yeah, that's what they're talking about in Britain. Like, people are still having fucking parties. My mother and the kids were gonna see the grandma, but she said don't come over. So she's a bit worried. Oh, really? It goes back as far as that? I thought it went back to the SARS. Some tips for laying low. Will do. Well, he's not laying low because everybody knows him. Well, that's the fucking thing. What they have the Ikoshikamaki. My granddad had tuberculosis. He had a lung taken out when he was 22. But still smoking 60 cigarettes a day, he still managed to get to 71. So it's my plan. I don't know. See how my mental health is going to be the longest living Earth. I've got 19 years to go. Yeah, this is great. This is what happens in Britain. We invite all the fucking cunts from the third world with tuberculosis. Well, he certainly used to fucking shout at us. It worked. He was a labourer. He was a like a roofer, tiler, and then he worked in the foundries, you know. So all right. So no, well, it can't be all that good, but my granddad was an athlete, so when he was very very fit until he got fucking tuberculosis. Then again, he might have been kidding us. I don't know. Yeah, but don't forget when you breathe in, you're only taking 30% of the air or oxygen. When you breathe in, when you give them respiratory breath, this is why you can bring them round, because you're breathing part oxygen into their lungs. Yeah, but like I say, he got to 71 and he's still always fucking shouting at us as kids. How did I end up? What you should be more concerned about is how did I end up with no beer? You're drunk now, too. Well done. Well, it is midnight there, though, isn't it? Harley Salerno. I wonder if he lives on Harley Street. I didn't have the fucking jab because I was scared of the needle, and I says, I don't want to take it. She says, okay. I don't want to go to school, okay. Why is that started playing? Shut up, you can't.
I'm curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you? Here's one of mine. I don't give a how much time you got, motherfucker. I can do this shit up.
What you be? Oh, Trump, well, he should have been fucking banned. He should have been banned from those outlets years ago, shouldn't he? No, they're talking about impeaching him, but they've got impeaching him on Monday. But usually an impeachment takes fucking forever, doesn't it? So they're not going to get anywhere. Oh, really? Wouldn't you wasn't he trying to do one of the President of the United States or something? Next to be the, he should go for the first idiot of the United States. Thank you. Ah, ちょっと待って。ありがとう。Why have you been watching it, Ed? Yeah, I just hope they ban him completely, same as Facebook have banned him, yeah. Just imagine, this is what Trump's like. He doesn't even fucking drink. Sure, fucking, if Pence, if Pence, he doesn't. If he does it, he'll be seen as a hero and he'll go down in history. Apparently, his poor brother was an alcoholic. No, but it takes, that process is quite long, isn't it? You know, so they've got to, the 25th Amendment that Mike Pence can do, that's what he should do. Yeah, they're impeaching him, but it's only if he's found guilty that they can stop him, yeah? Okay, that's good, yeah. Cocaine. Well, it would make sense, wouldn't it? But I forget who it was now. It was the previous President Obama, and he was saying that, I think it was him who was saying that we've got Mike Bloomberg, who actually is as rich as he says he is. What is a barbiturate? Isn't that just like an headache tablet? Shitty mess. I don't know what kind of pill are they? I, I'd like to see a tweet from his son Baron saying, "Please lock my dad up." Okay. Yeah, my mum used to take them and my sister used to take them. I remember being locked out in Tenerife because she took she took her tablets, couldn't wake the fucker up. No, I've actually done that we did that in New Zealand. They put us into a trance and I was floating. I could see myself. I could see myself. I was up in the air and I could see myself on the floor, masturbating. Was I? No, I wasn't. It was a group session. We were selling timeshare. My workmate, when I was about 21, 22, my work was a, what do you call it, when the bright lights affect him. It was something like that, and he gave me like an upper one day. And I took it. I wasn't even sure if it was that, and I was just like, I thought it was that, or it was that, and I was just very genky for the rest of the night. I went downtown. I just shoot him in the fucking head. I mean, if you get a bullet in the fucking heart, no amount of fucking barbiturates is gonna fucking stop that. And did you like it, Terry? Yeah, it doesn't sound too good if you're taking those and then you're fucking whizzing around. Yeah, usually in England it's not a good idea to go on the fucking on the merry-go-round. You know, people have been killed, lost fucking legs. There's a girl that had her leg amputated and now she's an internet star or something. Yeah, there's some young kids, they're just too smart for their own fucking good. Shrimp pizza, hello, Ebby. That's Ebby, man. Her dad. I think it has happened, like here and there, hasn't it? You know, when someone's done something naughty and all the classes fucking tripped out or something. Shrimp pizza's going already. Oh my god. Stay shrimp pizza. We all like pizza. Is it Ed? Not Ed. Victor, or is it Johnny? Is it Johnny? Well, of course I should have had the cops called. I've been fucking. I took washing to the laundrette this morning at 8 o'clock, something like that. I went back about 10 o'clock, he wasn't dried, so he's still there. Well, my workmate, we worked at the Mexican restaurant together. He used to be a drug dealer in Tokyo. I didn't know this, I just found out by accident. And when some fucking airline steward came in asking for fucking something special, so I just made him a strong margarita. Oh no, he was running this restaurant near a air base in Tokyo, near Tokyo, and I had 2 bottles of fucking 200 yen wine. You do see fucking pink elephants. Well, that's what they're trying to stop him doing now, isn't it? Yeah, you don't fuck about with your mates with drugs. Like I said, I don't know if you got that. Yeah, it was the bottle of, it was from Italy, 200 yen. Many years ago in England, there was an outcry because they'd been putting fucking antifreeze in wine. Well, they're talking about taking the launch codes off him. Was he angry? Because in England, and I'm sure around all the world, there've been quite a few incidences of death through ecstasy. And I remember going to run by these black cunts, and they knew that people were taking ecstasy or other stuff, and they just made bottles of water so fucking expensive. Yeah, you don't fuck about with drugs like that. I did ask my friend if he'd actually done it. He denied it. Well, it's not. It's the launch codes. It's all fucking it's zeros, isn't it? Well, that's what they said, just in case the president was flustered. But you would have like someone with you who would tell you what the launch codes were. And that would probably be Baron. You know, you can imagine, hey Baron, what are the launch codes? You're the one with the good memory. I feel fucking sorry for that kid. I remember that was in 24, wasn't it, when they crashed that plane? I remember that was in 24, wasn't it, when they crashed that plane? I love 24. It's a good fucking show. But Kiefer Sutherland trying to lay supposedly laying low. Fucking when he jumps into the situation. I'm Jack Bauer. I'm playing with a blah blah blah. I'm working for the CIA. I'm gonna kick you in the balls. That was his idea of laying low. Yeah, so like you said, Terry, if you want to lay low, get in touch with Jack Bauer. I liked his wife in that. Random. That's what it's for American presidents, isn't it? Not a random number operator. It's a Sorry, it's not a random number generator. It's a random nutter generator. And you're fucking at the jackpot this time. Yeah, I think like this morning when I woke, I was up looking at the phone, looking for news that Mike Pence he'd invoked the 25th Amendment. Is that a video about the... Okay, we're back in. Yeah, it snowed a few days ago, Ed, but not much. Fox Talked for Echo. That reminded me of the of Cheers. And you remember the small waitress and her husband? I think it was called the Tortelli Tort. I forget what it's about, but it's just something to do with the little waitress and her husband. That crazy guy with the fucking eyebrows. So in that, I'm going to watch it later. That. So is it possible that they were actually going to fire at something and use a nuclear weapon? Can you imagine? A lot of some of those silos, I don't know how many, but some of those silos were turned into dwellings, weren't they? So once the SALT agreement, they took all the bombs out, and they were turned into they were turned into apartments and things like that. And I just imagine if you were that unlucky that Russia launched rockets at with the old fucking with the old coordinates. Yeah, well, I suppose it's not easy, difficult to do with that much energy because your body's like fucking 70% water anyway. I was, I almost said, but in America's case, it's 70% water and 30% lard. But I will not say that. Wait, did I upset you guys? The fucking thing is not gliding. Did you go away? Did I go away? My fucking thing won't. The order won't glide. What are we gonna do? Fuck off, you fucking cunt. I'll have to call the backup. That was a few minutes ago. I couldn't find that. I clicked on that link. Sumasenkiro, iba kokonai. So wine tan on mitakiro. No. Right. Give it to the expert. Glass of wine. Maybe give it a polish. Ali's good. In-N-Out burger, guys. Yeah, I can't. There's sometimes it's happened before when you get the screen and you try to like move it along. It's sometimes. Dicta. Oh, yo creo que más está. Okay. Yeah, so I think she went and polished it. Should have polished my cock. Geek is sending me naughty photos. I just wonder what the population, especially the male population of any country, you know, because when you're young, you can exercise and you can burn it off. Or you can, not so much exercise, but once you get older, if you're still drinking and eating like fucking you shouldn't, you've got to do more and more work to keep the fat off. I wonder if they're having that whiskey convention this January. Probably not. I didn't read all of it. Was it like, was it some black hole related or something? I saw something the other day relating. It was like from the water board because I don't use a lot of water, and I just wonder if they're trying to accuse me of something. Yeah, that's what it's saying. This is why I'm thinking, trying to get back to that fucking intermittent dieting. I don't know. I can't remember what I was eating the other day, but my farts were so fucking nice. Skinny chicken legs. You gotta build your legs up, geek. We cannot forgive people with skinny chicken legs. My son's legs are absolutely fucking massive. They're fucking, he's tall as well, but his legs, they're just unbelievably fucking massive. He should be a fucking wrestler. So you don't see any decrease at all then, Ed, in your old belly. My eyes were averted to the pizza then. That's not a good sign. Thank you. I feel good even though I've got a big belly. I feel good, and the only time I get disappointed is when I see myself from the side. Did your granddad pay for it, geek? I'll have to check out what a fucking elliptical is. Shut up, come. Show me an elliptical bicycle.
An elliptical trainer is a stationary exercise machine used to
Ah, okay. They look very fucking expensive. How much are those? The one in this photograph looks really fucking expensive. Yeah, I think maybe. Okay, I've got a question for you, geek. Me, you know a bit about cars. So today I saw a bumper, and the the number for my bumper on my car for any to so the people know what kind of car it is. It begins with SK, and this other one does as well. But it's a different vehicle, but the bumper looks exactly the same. And I've been told that this company makes bumpers for several vehicles, which includes Nissan and who's the other one? Mazda. So, like I say, I've looked at it. Yeah, the one I looked at looked really fucking expensive. So it's that $300, yeah. Yeah, I think I'd rather. Yeah, I don't think I want one of those. Yeah, gonna get a little bit boring. I don't want one of those. In my 30s, I used to cycle. I used to cycle to Nagoya 4 times a week for work. About 25k, I think, something like that. No, 17k, so 18k. So that was like 36, about 25 miles a day. But the last time I did, it's very tiring. The last time I did it. Bumper cars, yeah, of course they did. They were the best thing that ever you could ever go on as a kid, weren't they? Yeah, the thing about this, Ed, is I can bite through Rakuten. I've got Rakuten card points, whatever, and it was about 15,000 yen, which is it's a decent price to pay. What I need is a piston press to shove out the bottom part of the car to close the door and the frame, and then I might get a light, and then maybe I'll ask a mechanic to like sort it out. But I went to a car parts today. There was no one fucking thing. There wasn't a lighting unit. Everything, it got about fucking 15 parts to it. 40,000 yen. So as you can guess, I wasn't very fucking impressed or pleased with that. Plus, then I've got to fucking put it all together. The most dangerous part of being on a one of those bumper cars is dropping money out of your pocket, and then the cunts wouldn't let you fucking look down the seats for it. Yeah, they were definitely the air rifles and the bumper cars. They were the best part of the fun fair. They should strap the kid's head to the fucking bar that the fucking carny leans on, and so he's got his head's taped to the fucking bar. Yeah, I didn't take it, of course, but I kept it. I kept the paperwork. But there was one part that was like, in fact, it was more than that, because I think there were 2 parts that were like 20,000 yen each, so it was more than that. It's just not viable that you would expect a customer to buy all those parts and then put the parts together for the light. It's just one fucking unit. I think I bought one before, and or I got one before, and then the only things I had to buy were the bulbs. Okay, put your hands up if you've got O-level blood. I can't even think what they fucking call it. Ho blood. I've got ho blood. Kim Kardashian's got ho blood, and the sisters. Yeah, because that's supposed to be the best blood to have in this crisis. I just wonder, with the, because the Japanese they drink the green tea that's got lots of antioxidants, and I just wonder how big a part that is playing with their diet, the fish, for vitamin D, and the antioxidants in the green tea. And the other part of the equation is that in America and England, they really don't give a fuck about the people. Oh yeah, did you lose your sense of smell? This is what I'm always doing, smelling at beetroot or fucking farts, just to see if my smelling is still okay. Ketsuoki Gata. No, that's it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I just had quite a few, in the last few years, I had quite a few exams and so, but otherwise I didn't know it. Well, Japanese people used to be asking you that all the time, didn't they? What my blood type was. So he's fucking red. Red and wet. But I think it's always the most common, isn't it? So if he's trying to say I've got, oh yeah, you're a criminal, well, so like fucking 50% of the population. My daughter's is O and my son is A and my wife's is A. I lost my taste. You can see the way I dress. I lost my taste a long time ago. You would think so, wouldn't you? Because if you like, when older people, they's like, if they're not enjoying the food as much, they eat less food, yeah? Fucking, I've lost 4 kilos twice in like 4 or 5 days when I've been sick. I suppose you're lucky though, Geek. There's some. I saw somewhere that like some of these symptoms in the last fucking months and months. No, yeah, I've done it for a few days. I've still got £10 of oatmeal in the house. So that was the plan today, to start eating oatmeal. I remember the first time I tasted Gatorade in America. That was the worst drink I'd ever fucking tasted in my life. Fucking horrid. With Quaker oats or oats, you just got to put like a little bit of fucking honey in it, or as we used to put in England, treacle. And when we asked this woman when we were travelling across America, we said treacle, she goes, "What is treacle?" Well, like I say, I've looked at that I've looked at that bumper. I think I'll order it when I get back, or tomorrow morning. Wilford Brimley. That sounds like a character from an English situation comedy. Well, I think when we were kids, we used to have either, sometimes we just have water and salt, sometimes a little bit of milk, and I guess yogurt is also pretty good to put into Quaker Oats. I was looking at that Quaker Oat box because it's just outside my bedroom, and as a young lad, you don't realise he was a very fucking handsome man. The guy that tried to stop masturbating. So you can imagine, like, this guy, when the families, they've sent their sons to this school because they're masturbating too much, and then when this good-looking fella gets in front of the class and they all start wanking themselves off. Oh dear. Oh really? Okay. Yeah, I think there's a similar actor, Wilford Brimley, maybe in England. Or am I thinking this guy in Steptoe off about his fucking? He was bragging off about he hadn't drunk for like 60 years. Let's have a fucking long conversation with you cunt. So you reckon that he didn't have a drink for like 50 or 60 years, but he was still a complete cunt to his wife and daughter? I think he should have stuck with the drunk and the drink. Wilford Brimley. Photograph of Wilford Brimley. Photograph of Wilford Brimley. Are you fucking deaf? Oh, I know who that is now. Yeah, I don't think him. I don't think he looks like him at all. Maybe when he was a young man. Wilford Brimley was sent to a creek for masturbation. Yeah, that's his most. What's young Mary Tyler Moore or something like that? He was on Cocoon. That's a good film, Cocoon. No more residuals for you, young man or old man. I wonder how much goes into Jerry Seinfeld's coffers each month, and David fucking what's his name? The other guy, the other Jew, because he's got the income from Seinfeld, and he's also got the income from Curb Your Enthusiasm. trying to shove his dick up your bum. I've never watched any, and I haven't watched one show of that, the Texas Ranger. Not Michael Richards, no, the guy that wrote the show. He wrote the show with he was the main writer, I think, with Jerry Seinfeld. Then he left, and then he started his own show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, which he wrote and starred in. So I just wonder who do you think is going to be richest? No, the tall guy with the bald head. He wrote it. He didn't star in it. Is the short guy, Larry David? The short guy, he was his character was based on Larry David. He was, yeah, I don't know. I think Michael Richards had some good bits, but the most best bits were probably down to Jason Alexander and his character, George Costanza. One of my favourite lines in that is when George has got this fucking gorgeous girl date lined up, and they go, "Whatever you do, don't be funny." I said, "I've got no chance of getting it on with this girl." It's because Jerry says you haven't got enough material to consummate this fucking act, this date. So Jerry is miserable, and then this girl, Jasmine or Tasman or something, she's an Asian American actress, fucking gorgeous she is. And she says, "I'm getting intrigued by Jerry. You know, he's so deep and he's so mysterious." And that's when she was saying to him, because what's your job? He goes, "Oh, I'm a comedian." And then, so George is in the car. George is in the car with this girl, and and she's talking, "Oh, he's so deep and so interesting." No, he says, It was me that put Jerry up to acting like this." And he goes, "I got it all." For me, that was one of the fucking funniest lines in Seinfeld. Anyway, she wasn't impressed with that. There was another one with Jason Alexander where he was at a party, and he came out. He took while he was using the toilet, he took his shirt off, and then he came out of the toilet without. He came out of the toilet without his shirt on. Probably the best actor in that show. Did I go on too long? What do you mean? You wipe your ass on the sock? Yeah, my dad told me, I don't know if I actually saw him, he took a shit in the field and he wiped his arse on grass. And I guess it's better to wipe your arse on grass than it is wiping it on rice. And now you should have finished that story off, Ed, next time when you've got grandkids. And that was the beginning of brown rice. King of Canto, how are you going, pal? I've done it quite a few times actually. I've shit in the street at least 5 times. Best place to do it. If you've got no other option, it's better. It's better than letting it run down your legs. What do you say, King? No, but the things that when I've done it, it's all been drink related geek. So places have been in the street, places have been closed, nowhere to go. Don't forget, a lot of places they used to have like pub. They were sold to the Japanese. But don't forget, sometimes people's systems work differently. I think when I went on an intermittent diet, I thought that was the best time because I could like poop just once a day. But if I'm not on an intermittent diet, I guess I just eat too much food, and it requires a lot more visits to the library or to the toilet. Oh, I'm getting earache. Yeah, you never want to poop yourself in class, do you? What you you didn't go back to the class. So was the questions asked next day? Did you get a phone call the next morning then? Our teacher disappeared and we don't know if it was down the toilet. We got sort of worried because in the toilet there was a massive crack. We thought it disappeared to the center of the world. And all that was left of our teacher was a massive turd. That's what you get for teaching in Japan. Okay, that's good. Did I tell you about that time when there was a very tall Dutchman that was a bit upset with my swearing? Bowel prep? Well, I don't know what. I've not heard that phrase, Ed. I was in what was that pub we go in, the Hub. I was in the Hub, and that was being my usual charming self. And this Dutch guy said he worked for the one of the airlines, and he said, "Why, will you please stop swearing?" I said, "What are you fucking on about?" He says, "You're a fucking adult in an adult world in a pub where lots of swearing fucking occurs. So no, I won't stop swearing." And then a few months later, I'd been talking to like a work colleague of his, and it's like in front of me, he's like 6'5", and he's bending down to tell a story about me in front of me. So I just thought it very immature that someone would complain, about someone swearing. People do a lot worse things, like geek buying buying an elliptical cycle for his granddad that he knows he'll hardly use. It was Epsom salts, and for some reason I thought that my belly was caused by having too much poop in my insides, and so I had some Epsom salts, my aunties, and then and nothing was happening for about 20 minutes. Nothing happened, and I was about to go to the car and go home, and then I had to run back into the toilet, and that thing just came out of my arse like a fucking tap that was fully switched on, and it was red hot. It just fucking straight out of there, and I was there for quite a few minutes. And then when I got back home, the same thing again. That's the only time I've taken that. Yeah, like I said, next time I see him, I'll reverse the situation. I'll start talking to someone about him and pointing at him. So, oh really? What, they came into the classrooms or anything? Or they saying we are better than these native English speakers? Oh, they offered to work for less. Yeah, well, a lot of travellers were doing that, weren't they? I had a friend. I looked after him when he was kicked out of his house. He had nowhere to live. I put him up for a month, and he was telling me that this guy was on between like 6 and 8 million yen a year, and things went bad for him. He was generous with his money. He was talking to this girl, and he just, because they were speaking English, and he suggested or asked that she buy him a cup of coffee, which is like 100 yen or 130 yen, and she just balked at the idea that this fucking former university professor was asking her to buy him a drink for fucking free English in the park. And that's when he raped her and stabbed her to death. So it's best to, when someone asks you to buy him a drink, buy him a fucking drink. I think I've already had enough fucking drink now. One more then it's I'll have to go and get my washing. Suma senkiro saki owarimashita. 入った。ワイン。
終わっちゃう。
終わっちゃった。あ、そうですか。
ワインだと赤になっちゃいます。
OK、赤。
こちらで
ビール番号わかる？
ビール
アカウントで。なんちゅうの？お、ちょっと待って、あるかもしれない。ちょっと待って。あ、だって、いや、後で、今頑張って探す。Yeah, when I was in Tokyo, there was this one guy. What was his name? And he was the only crazy. And he was a big American guy, and he used to live in Nakano near me. And they said he was homeless, and he used to beg for money or for singing bad songs badly. And he was famous. They have run out of white wine. This is what happens when I visit places. So I don't know if the King of Kanto is still there. Did you see that video that I made? I made a video about the King of Kantos or whatever, and I wasn't very polite, to say the least, because 2 or 3 people were recommending them to me, like, and I didn't find them interesting or funny at all, and I was probably in a pissed off mood or pissed, so I was a bit surprised that it turned up. He's going to use it. Geek and Ed, don't be surprised if you get dragged down with me. Okay, I'll gambarimasu.
すいません。ゆっくりどうぞ。
Oh, you can take that again. Thank you.
失礼します。
You're right, Geek. We will have the Down syndrome. I don't know, well, but, you know, I guess, well, they are really busy. Did it? I've seen them here at the moment on the bicycles. Did I tell you when I went to the tabernacle in was it tabernacle? But I went there to Utah. I went to the church, and they give you a Bible, and inside the Bible there's a photograph of a family, and I actually went to this family's house, and the parents weren't home, so I went bike, and I spent the evening at the. They were telling me about Joseph Smith, the paedophile. He must have been pissed off though, Joseph Smith, when he saw how big it became. Yeah, they go, yeah, with their language skills, they go rogue and they become TV stars. Now, one thing I did learn was that the families, they pay for that trip when they go overseas. The families pay. They pay for them to learn the language, and they pay for the course, and then they pay should they need money. But I think that in Japan they do actually work, don't they? They support themselves. The good thing about my clothes in the laundry, no one's going to steal them. One, because they're too fucking raggy, they're too big. Are these the golden plates that they buried or something? So now and again I used to get the golden parts off from the Japanese fucking shrines, and I was thinking about burying them on a beach. And so when they turned up and they saw all this gold, glittery gold, they would get really excited. Is that Maroney or Moron? I don't know. Are you talking to us, Ed? This drinking no alcohol today hasn't gone down well. Did you know in Kentucky it was illegal to kick your wife out of bed for having cold feet? Same in America. It only became law that you could elect an idiot as prime minister after 1975. But I think they might change the law soon. When are they going to legalize weed? That's what they need to legalise, because I've got fucking plenty of that. I'm saving it up. That tastes funny after the white wine. Yeah, but by the time they're 15, they've all been married off. With their faith, are there any famous Mormons that did any good for America? Aaron Eckhart, what did he? What was his? What show was he in? It's not many out of the. There must be quite a few million in fucking Utah, yeah. So did Brigham Young? Well, that was his name, wasn't it? Brigham Young University. Oh, I don't know. No, it doesn't ring a bell, that one. I think that was it, wasn't it? Brigham Young. And I'll marry him. When you think about it, though, it's a good thing that Joseph in Joe Smith University, could you? Haven't they got some good skiing there in Utah? Is it Copper Canyon or something? I realised I've got my fucking motorcycle on the other side of me and he's still serving me beer. Glenn Beck, isn't it? What a cunt he is. Moroni University. How many fucking morons signed up for that? Trump University. Just want to see it. You know what they should do? They should make a new program. You know, instead of the Beverly Hillbillies, they should have the Beverly Thickbillies, and all the Trumps driving off in their little fucking car to maybe Florida. Ding 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 ding. Trump, that is. I did. She didn't. She didn't apply. She didn't reply, did she? So. I'm just really hoping that she's just very, very busy. Make another one, okay. Da-da, da-la-da, da-la-da, da-la-da-da. The last time I walked into a bar with that helmet on, they wouldn't serve me. Well, I'm not gonna. What? I can only. Ziggler. That'd be a fucking great name, wouldn't it? Ziggler. Ziggler's not. Ziggler's not Mexican, is it? Zig Ziglar. He was the guy that. He was the guy that made the Bee Gees famous. No, her name is Zimmerman. Because we were talking about it one day, because she had the same name as that fucking that local guard stroke murderer. Oh, there you go. These Zimmermans, they're all in the framework, aren't they? Or the woodwork. Yes. But I don't think that's going to get us anywhere. If you looked up Jennifer Zimmerman or Jenny Zimmerman, there's going to be like lots of them. Hey, you never know. She said she liked karaoke. What was her famous song, Joan Baez? Well, she would have been in her 20s. Who was it who sang "Throw a Blanket on the Ground"? Was that her? Because I had a joke that Michael Jackson could have re-kicked. So the woman that sang that song "Blanket on the Ground," when Michael Jackson, he was holding his kid outside the window. So he was holding the kid outside the window in Germany, I think it was. And if he'd have dropped Blanket, as he named his kid, if he'd have dropped him on the ground, That could have fucking relaunched her career. Said many times before, Michael Jackson, selfish bastard. Who sang Blanket on the Ground? Can't reach Google at the moment. Okay. Who sang Blanket on the Ground?
Here are some results from the search.
Billy Joe Spears. You found where you sent her a message then? If Michael Jackson had dropped the baby on the flannel blanket, and then Billy Joe Spears would have rushed up and started throwing spears in the baby's head, her next song would have gone to number one.
Let's find out.
I think that if you were a pop star at any time, you were probably stuffing more than your fair share of females. There was I forget who it was now. I think it was Brad Pitt and Julie Roberts. They made a film about a Mexican. That was quite good. And the guy from The Sopranos, he was in it as well. That battery's empty. So the battery's empty. I don't know. Just type in Sopranos, Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts. It'll come up. Might be called the Mexican or something. See you later, guys. Bye bye. It's dying. It's gonna die.